Hello, welcome to Taku Katsu. This is a show where we talk about first episodes, new or old, of our upcoming anime, favorite anime, what have you. Today, we've got Vicky
Hey.
and Patrick.
What's up?
And we are going to talk about Scar on the Praeter, or Praeter. We watched the first episode of that the other day, and we're going to discuss it. A basic overview of the show is you've got all these guys. Well, okay, let me correct it. You have people who live somewhere. I guess it's Japan. I don't know if they were very specific. And they live in like this very hyper specialized area where people are protecting it from each other, but there's criminals everywhere. And we have a main character. We have his little brother. And then we have all the other people. And there are guns. Is that a good enough explanation? Do I need to give more information?
There's also tattoos, but
Well, yeah, we'll get into
that.
Yeah,
That's a good summary. It's a lot of people with guns fighting for this area in Tokyo. Just I guess it's like a control war.
It's like a lawless town. Someone wants to be in charge of it.
So, I already I picked this show, so I know it's going to be fun, and by fun, not that great. So here from the least judgmental person I can think of, Patrick, go.
Yeah, so I guess what I like about the show is you can again when you first introduced this anime, I was looking up like the still screenshots of it, and it didn't look too good. Just based off like the stills that I was watching, but seeing it in motion, I'd say it was pretty decent. But there's something about their proportions and like their eyes. It kind of felt like I was kind of thrown back at like maybe the 80s, like the 90s anime, or maybe in that generation. Like things didn't quite fit, but I guess this is the section where I would say I kind of liked that. It was weird. It was definitely distinct in that sense. That doesn't necessarily mean good, but definitely
It was distinct. It was distinct.
That is true.
I would say that what it was is they were doing like hyper realistic backgrounds.
It was
that were almost static images in CGI,
Oh.
and then they were definitely like a different drawing style of the actual characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a very good point, because I was like watching like everything about the show feels out of place, from their eyes to the proportions in the backgrounds are super hyper realistic. I was like, I could have sat in that bar, but there are anime pretty boys in this bar. Like it was weird.
Hey, we called it. Be shonen, be shonen, be shonen.
Oh my god. I was like, are you punking me? Is this a trap for me specifically?
There we go. We got it.
Because holy pretty boys.
Okay, so you liked the kind of style, you would say?
Yeah, I'd say I kind of like this. I mean, okay, it's a weird style, but I think that was what kind of made me like wanted to watch more, because it was so many different elements. It was like It was like I was watching Van Gogh or something like that. It was like such a weird, out of place. I was like, it was kind of okay, I know it's gonna be like very, very like judgmental for me to say it, but it just felt like I was watching something that was just strange for the sake of it being strange. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't even want to give it that credit.
Well,
okay.
It was disconcerting.
Yeah.
Puts you on a weird footing, like as soon as you're watching it, like something's different, but you can't quite put your finger on it until you realize like there's 3 different types of drawing going on.
Yeah, exactly.
When I looked at the in credits or something, there was some company I'd never, not that I paid a lot of attention to that, but there was some company like animation studio, never heard of them.
It was like Gogo Hands.
Yeah, it was something really like random, like I'm just like, and they had it in English, and it's like putting animation in motion or some weird tagline that was like really, it was like 5 words, so it didn't really, I don't know. So I wonder if this is like a brand new studio or something. Like
Could be.
I mean, I didn't even think about it, but maybe this is like an original, like it's not based on a manga or anything.
That's true.
Because the backgrounds really, really look good. Like,
yeah.
Right? Like weirdly good. And that was what was weird about the Funimation page, because it looked like they were standing in front of like the Grand Canyon, but it looked like a real picture of the Grand Canyon. You're like, wait, this is a computer generated image of the Grand Canyon. Like, it was very weird. But then the character art looks very like generic, like very generic, which it's not like full on like pretty boy Josei manga style. Like, it's not sparkly eyes and huge eyelashes, but it's like a step below. So, Vicky, what do you like about it?
It's pretty close to that, I'd say, because as soon as they zoomed in on their faces, and I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty boy anime." Like, and then I was like, the whole time I was just waiting for. I was like, "Is this BL?"
I know, right?
Oh my god!
Oh, I was waiting.
Because they had the yaoi proportions of the body, and I was like, the overly pretty faces, and then like the playthrough of the main character and the hero, and I'm like, oh yeah,
no,
okay,
no. Can I bring something up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was even worse. The little brother situation.
Little brothers. Everyone's got a little brother there, conveniently not related.
Not their related brother.
Exactly.
Okay.
No. Go on.
So when they go rescue the boy,
the kid,
I was totally like, that's a girl.
Me too.
That's a girl.
Until he 100%. Was like, Boku, and I was like, Boku, and then they were like, hey kid, you can run, and then
I've watched Haruhi. All right, we know.
Well, there's that too.
Or not Haruhi, sorry. Or in high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or in high school.
Yeah, you do Boku all day. You still okay.
I would use Boku, but not while dressed.
Of course, you would use Boku. We all know.
I can't pull off.
Because you're a gaijin, and gaijins don't know better.
No, I know better. I can't pull off an ore. Like Ore-sama. But man, it's almost the moe of boys, but not to the absurd level that a lot of the Josei mangas get to.
It's boy.
Boys.
This is very accurate.
Looking for them boys.
But yeah, it was just disconcerting to see the very elaborate backgrounds, and then the soldiers are the things that stuck out the most.
Oh my god! Yeah,
like I did not like their animation at all.
They're canned, it was super generic looking.
It was like they were drawn, but their guns were real.
Yes,
sort of.
That was it was a really. It's jarring. It's very very jarring.
That's the.
And I think okay, so I'll say what I like. It is good to look at, but it's not that good. Like individual pieces are art.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like the background is like that whoever would, if you were to tell me someone hand drew that background, I'd be like, pay them $1 million and make them do everyone's background forever.
I still wouldn't believe it.
No way is that hand drawn.
Like, it's that good. Now, obviously, it's computer generated. And it's really like they did something. Like, they took a picture of something and then they mapped it and then they just put computer images on it or whatever. How that works.
Hyper
realistic. That's what I'm saying. I got a strong Get Backers vibe at first.
Yes.
And I know you don't like Get Backers that much, but I like Get Backers a decent amount. So go ahead. What are you saying?
Well, it's the special section they're in is that city that Genji is from, where it's just like people are protecting each other. Yeah.
Super strong Get Backers vibe. And I like Get Backers. So I'm like, okay, is this Get Backers? It's not Get Backers.
There was even a bar cafe that they will eventually go to.
It's not Get Backers, though. Get Backers was fun.
Get Backers was worse with the yaoi proportions.
Sure. It may not have been good, but Get Backers was fun. This show is not fun. I was watching this show, and I got to the point where I was like, okay, so that boy is not a girl, which is what I expected. I've watched enough anime to be trained to look for traps.
So have I.
So I waited, and I marked it down. It took 14 minutes for the first female, and she was the most boring looking female in an anime that would be directed towards men, which
Mhm.
I'm gonna assume this is not.
I
It
wouldn't say
might
it's-
be. It might
Yeah.
be, but like she was very normal. She had normal clothes. She wasn't like unusually proportioned. She had a very like monotone voice, like, but not in any way that was attractive, which isn't a problem, but is an indicator of who this audience is, who the audience for this is.
Yeah, let's say they designed her kind of flat. Like
Yeah,
she's
right.
very
She's
like
flat.
honestly like
Mhm.
on all levels. Like she's very like again like maybe playing like
Normal?
normal. Like
Flat,
normal.
like
nothing's
her
really
proportions.
nothing's very special about her. She has a monotone voice. She has
Yeah.
the lazy eyes. Like just like
Lazy
she's like, I'm not supposed to be in this show,
Yeah.
right? She's like,
Yeah.
why am I? She shows up and of course the two boys under her ranking
Yeah.
possibly.
Mhm.
They're like, oh my god, be scared of this lady. She's a
Yeah,
scary
she's the
person,
boss. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But then she comes in. She's like, I don't even want to be in this show, guys. Like, put on some more. Why couldn't they get more boys in this show? Like, but I was like, okay, we hit the quota. We got to hit a girl at least in the
Right.
show, right?
They
So
really did.
that
They were
was
like,
it.
we need at least one woman.
Yeah.
Here she
Yeah.
is.
Gender parity. That's what we're going for, guys.
10 seconds of screen time and then back to pretty boys.
Seriously.
Yeah,
She was in
it
there
was
and then
it.
she was out. Like she couldn't have been there. I just would have been like, aha, no boy or no ladies in this show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's what I liked one joke. I was like, ha. And it was he was like, who said you could watch anime? I'm like, oh,
Oh, that was
I'm
good,
watching
yeah.
anime. Yes, someone watching anime. Ha.
Yep. Because
That
he
was
was
it.
like, we're not really working. And he was like,
Yeah.
besides, this is getting good. And then as soon as she shows up, like, he's all attention and like.
He's out of the
soccer.
car. He's like, I'm not looking at anime on my phone. That was it. That's all I liked about the show. It kind of was like Get Backers, and there was a joke that was kind of funny, but not really.
That's true. That's like the only joke I could recall was that funny part was when
Yeah.
watching anime and the girl comes up and the boy's like, okay, yep, we're serious time.
Yeah.
And that was it.
So Patrick, tell me some of the things you did not like.
Okay, well, it goes back to the proportions and everything. It's very it's very off-putting, but it's kind of like watching a dumpster fire. Like you just want to see where. That's to say that the show is bad, but it's kind of like you're just. I'm attracted to these kind of weird proportions, but it is very off-putting, especially when they're not moving. It's just kind of like when they're not moving, you see all of everything kind of like starts to show because you're staring at like a still picture and you're just noticing this is wrong, that's wrong.
Like their arms are reaching to their knees.
They all look the same to me. Again, their eyes.
As a tall person, I'm feeling very judged right now. Proportions seem normal to me. What are you talking about?
Your hands shouldn't reach your knees, I think, when you're standing up straight. But when he reached out to like pet his little brother's head, I was like, your arms are twice as long as your legs. Like, what happened in that one scene?
We talked about this off air, I believe, but Patrick, right?
Yes.
XX-aholic.
Yeah, Clamp.
Yeah.
With Triple X-holic. I don't know. Even Kogias too.
Yeah, same Clamp.
I mean,
Clamp stuff.
They make it work. They make it work in that style.
I forgot her name. I want to say it was Yoko. I can't remember, but I will have all of her babies.
I believe it's Yuko.
Yuko, is that what it is? Whoever she is from. First off, XX-aholic.
Yes.
That art is great. It's great in the show. It's better in the manga. But yeah, no, she is like some unnatural, statuesque Addams Family. What's her name?
Yes.
Morticia Addams type, just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Like she kills it. She's a own special, unnatural, unrealistic look of a lady. Anyway, so I will take those proportions. If I can get that, I will take this. I don't. The proportions don't bother me.
I will also take that too. Another similar idea to that proportion being overly elongated is Bayonetta, which I love Bayonetta.
Oh man, Bayonetta is great.
And yes, that is proportioned like for the style, and they make it work. Make it work. So in this art style, again, it just kind of everything just seems off. Maybe if they took a little bit more of a grittier style. It again, they're dealing with guns, the fighting action. It just feels a little bit too light and like colorful. I don't know. It doesn't match.
That gunplay
That's a good point.
Was boring.
What? I was just about to say the action is at least interesting to look at.
They had a few good shots.
Here's the problem I had with the gunplay. More of it was look at the pretty boy shooting at the camera, and it just looked weird. It's like, oh, I'm moving quickly at the camera and I'm shooting at things. I'm not. It didn't connect. It was just. I was like, I'm bored.
But you get to see him dodge bullets and
dodging bullets
one-liners.
That was. I don't care about the one-liners. The dodging the bullets. Sure. I mean, some of that was like Bayonetta level or any other video game I can think of that has guns and dodging, and there's a lot of those. But
I think the main character's name is Yamato.
I just wrote down the other guy's name because guess what?
Because
he's not around anymore.
I'm
he's
so
gone now.
Pissed that once more we get a character that's like introduced and you're like, oh yeah, let's learn more about them, and then they're dead in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, spoiler for the first episode.
Again, I think again they knew what they're doing with the show. I mean, I guess that's what I like about the show as well. They know what they're doing. Like that. The main character dies. You're like, okay, I'll save him. Like, oh, save him, and he gets shot. You know, he throws his body, very cliche, at the bullet, and
that was so dumb.
It's like
that was dumb for 3 reasons.
So
he knows he's invincible to bullets. That's number one. But the dude saves the other dude. Why?
But it was a magical bullet. You don't know.
He didn't know that. He knows magical.
You're right.
And 3, he walks out the building like, all right, I'm gonna go get myself dead now.
Well,
no. Stay in the building and shoot like a smart person. Don't go out there like I'm still invincible, bitches.
But he's a hero.
He's a hero.
He's an idiot.
Act stupid. Exactly. Like he said. He's a fool.
He was like, I might think twice. But he didn't.
But he didn't. No, I'm done. Anyway.
I'm all for AG. I'm an AG fan.
AG's fine, except he's dead. He's dead for the stupidest reasons.
Mm-hmm. Every girl's an AG fan.
Just the way they say Caraberos. It's not Cerberus, it's Caraberos.
Man, okay. Either you want to explain why Akatsuki is literally in every show I watch now? Like, I used to think Akatsuki just meant red clouds. Now I'm like, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, but it's like, I don't know. I guess.
It's in everything. It's like Naruto did it. We should do everything.
It's like having the moon be represented in every like specific like spirit anime. It's like they just got to do a very common name, but it sounds bad. But Naruto made it a name. I think that's like it sticks.
Because honestly, like when I first heard it, Naruto, this is 20 years ago now. Dang, yeah, almost. It's like, oh yeah, cool. Katsuki. Okay, I don't know what that means, but they got clouds on there. Oh, that's what it means. Okay, cool. Akatsuki. Got it. Dope.
Oh.
And now it's like, oh, it's in everything. You figured that out.
It just.
I learned the word. I learned the word red in Japanese because of Naruto, not because of Akatsuki though, but because of. Anyone want to guess?
Akamaru?
Yeah.
No.
The dog.
The dog, right?
Because he's not normally red, but he turns red when he gets all big. And he's like, oh, and he's Akamaru. I'm like, oh, I learned the word.
I learned red because of Red versus Black in the Kuroshiki musical. No one judged me.
I don't even know, so I'm gonna move on.
The real ones know.
The real ones. Are the real ones also ladies?
For the
boys.
Most.
Okay. I mean, the boys can be there too. I mean, again, if you like the show, the boys can like the show too.
Right. If you're there for the pretty boys, you're a real one, apparently.
The boy, man.
The boy.
I just, how could they trick me like this? They build up this relationship of like, oh, you're a fan. It's like, yeah, everyone knows you. The hero is like, oh, AG, and then he fucking dies.
Because obviously, it's one of those BS that I complain about, where they start off with nothing, and now they get a magic power boost, and now they get to be the Superman.
Exactly.
Whatever,
well,
man.
At least you already see him. He's like getting paid protection money because he can fight. He took on the hero knowing he didn't have tattoos. Like, he was just a kid doing what he can for his little brother and saves the hero, becomes the hero.
He didn't save the hero, but okay.
He did. He
literally didn't save the hero.
5 seconds later, the heroes.
The hero's dead, right? So he didn't
They-
save nothing.
They very much had this like back and forth of like who can save each other last, because it's like he saved him first, and then they saved him, and then they saved each other back, and he's like, haha, saved you last. But they did not have to have him die leaning against my man's back. Man. He's just like, I'm just gonna have a rest. He's like, no, you died. You're dead. Unless
let's just
he's not
say
dead.
I hope he's not dead, but let's just say that scene where the ending, let's say it definitely worked on you, Vicky. It did its job.
All right,
Yeah.
I got some more things to complain about. But before I get back to my rants, any of you got anything more? Either complaints or compliments?
The art style was so, it's not over the top because there's no sparkly eyes, but just they're so pretty. They're so pretty.
They're too pretty.
They're not that pretty. I don't think they're that pretty.
But
I think they're
the eyes.
The eyes are what give it away. Yeah.
And then they all do kind of look very much alike because they're so pretty.
The moment I was sure that this is at least a Bishonen was when the white haired dude was on the thing. I'm like, oh, that's a guy.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And Bishonen.
What was his name? Itsuka? And he's
No
like,
idea.
we should go in and finish him off.
Okay. Can I say something? The fact that Vicky knows their names, it works. The fact that me and Cori don't even care about their names, we are that. That's how you know that this show is not. If you know the names by the first episode, this show's for you. If you don't know any of the names, besides AG, because that's said like 20 times in the script, then that's the only person you need to know.
There's
Vicky,
Manada.
Vicky,
Manada, the little brother.
I was about to ask. I was like, what is the Shota's name? What is the Shota's name?
There's Kazuma, the little brother of AG.
He's invested.
He got both of them.
All I knew, I had to remember the girl's name is Azusa. Because they said Azusa-san. I was like, oh, that's a fun pun. Azusa-san.
Yep, they did say Azusa-san.
Azusa-san.
I can't remember the other guy that's part of the Helios.
There's like 12 boys. There are 12 boys.
At least 12.
This show is, they got the blue boys, you got the red boys,
right.
and you got the white boys, which are the heroes. Because they don't have a clan. They're just kind of like the protectors of the city.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Basically, so it's kind of like watching Mob Psycho for the first time, where it's so jarring in animation style that if you can get past that and enjoy it for what it is, you might like it.
I think Mob Psycho's art style isn't, in my opinion anyway, it isn't that jarring. I think watching Ping Pong the animation, which I did finish, is jarring. And it's just a weird, like, it's so removed from what you're normally used to seeing. While Mob Psycho it's stylistic, like it stays simple and then it gets hyperkinetic.
Yep.
But it flows into that really naturally because there's not a lot of hard lines or static images, or it's looser basically.
It's just a lot different from what you see mostly on anime.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Like or even Crayon Shin-chan, right?
Oh,
it's got that same looseness of animation, but it's not like too discordant. Like, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of like Cartoon Network style, adult style cartoons, because it does float in the Crayon Shin-chan area. But Rick and Morty, I'm good. Like Rick and Morty, we're solid. I know what I'm expecting, but when it's like when it just kind of bleed, like the art bleeds into itself, like it's like almost lazy art. But I'm not an artist, so I can't really comment.
Like Squidbillies.
Yeah,
or Squidbillies and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They're kind of like
I can deal with Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Again, they got like solid lines.
They're more static.
But that's just me. There was a show that I can never remember that did it really well, where they did have like solid lines, but then when they need to cheap out on animation a little bit, they stylistically changed. So when things got frenetic, everything just was like, it was chaos. But I really can't remember what it was called because it wasn't that popular at the time. But it had like, I want to say it had a full 24 episodes. Anyway, it was good. It was weird, but it was good. Couldn't even describe the plot.
This one is, I don't want to like it, but see, it's very serious, and the serious, somber tone of the show contradicts the art style. Like you can't have that pretty voice when it's like that serious. Like I'm ready for the levity.
It's kind of same idea. Again, we keep talking about the backgrounds, but it plays such a big part of like the setting. And again, we got the pretty boys, we got these hard, realistic backgrounds, we got the cute anime eyes, the tone of the show. They're trying to be with like with all the crazy kung fu and gun action. It's just like we have all these different types of genres that kind of like we're trying to make it work, but it feels like they aren't picking a solid direction. Because if one of those elements kind of match each other, like if the backgrounds were not realistic and more actually hand drawn, and then the characters seem like they fit in this world, they don't seem like they fit in this world. It's like I'm watching a 2D animation in a 3D setting. And it doesn't fit. Something's off about it.
You got Nintendo graphics in Grand Theft Auto
background.
Yeah, there you go.
Like you're just like, what is this? Except, and let's be clear. The actual character art is fine. Like it's standard. It's not like low budget. It's just cheap.
The background does not fit.
Yeah, the background is like too good.
While
the characters are too normal. Like you went to McDonald's and you got a burger, and then you took that burger and you went to like Cheesecake Factory and we're just eating it. And you're just like, what is going on
here? What is
it's like, it's like
both of them individually are fine. When you put them together, it's discordant.
Oh, cheesecake burgers.
I've never had a cheeseburger at Cheesecake Factory.
No, I've not.
I don't know.
I'm gonna order one next time.
Let me know. Let me know if it's better than McDonald's. Like I got this off the dollar menu.
I think the background would fit really well with an anime like Dead Man Wonderland, where it's like the seriousness matches not so much the art style of the characters, but all of it all together would fit really well. This one is just like, what am I waiting for? What's going to happen? Plus, I don't get to see any more AG and Yamato fighting for fun.
That fight was convenient as hell. We're gonna fight. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna kill you. Why?
It was a meet cute, and they were both there to save the boy.
She knows her terms, guys. This is how you know. She knew the term meet cute, and I'm like, okay. She's very educated in certain areas involving two boys.
I've heard meet cute a few times.
My subject matter expertise kicked in for this for no reason.
Look, this is why I pick random stuff, because sometimes it's porn and sometimes it's shonen. That's it. Just, like, this looks fun. Bing.
And then it's dropping bunnies all over.
Stop it.
Oh boy.
If you want to palate cleanse after this series, I don't know if I'll finish watching it. Maybe. I just want to know what happens. If it is as BL as it feels. Because sometimes you get the yaoi senses tingling and you're just like, when's it kicking in? Because there's a lot of little brothers in this that are not.
Can I say one scene that really stood to me? When he ages at the bar and he meets with the tsundere cook, right? And
his brother.
This little brother that cooks for him. And he's like, and Eiji says to him, hey, he also had a little brother, but I don't think they were related. It might be something like similar situation, like you and me. I was like, wait a minute, you can't just drop that bomb right there. What do you mean? It's that same situation like you and me. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, come on now. Like, Vicky.
The real ones know.
Vicky, they know what they're doing, right? Come on.
What?
Defend yourself. Defend that line.
I'm just saying that you got to do what you got to do to protect your little brother.
Yes.
With your penis?
No, not that.
No, we're not into the second half of the show.
Okay.
But if you want to palate cleanse with, they're still somewhat pretty boys, and it's still a gritty storyline. Number 6.
Oh, I literally Googled that because I was like, did you watch number 6? And did episode 1 turn on your sensors? Because I was watching that with a female friend some year when it came out, and I was like, okay, this is it. Wait wait a minute. And then she's like, I was waiting for them to kiss. I'm like, shoot. That's
Yes.
going to happen.
Number 6 is delightful. It's just a good story.
I can't remember. And since you obviously enjoyed it, did they kiss?
I will leave that to either we review it and I'll talk about it, or for the viewers to see. But it's a very good story.
I will say, as someone who was not into the clearly like they were trying to make him kiss, it was a good story. Like it wasn't my favorite show ever, but yeah, it was good.
You didn't finish it?
No, I watched it. I watched it. Yeah.
Oh, then how do you not know if they kissed or not?
Because I don't remember these things.
He doesn't remember these things.
Oh my god!
Decided to block them
let me rephrase that. It wasn't important to me.
Okay.
I was not invested in their relationship like that.
What?
I wanted to see if they were going to escape the terrible system that their lives revolved around.
The relationship is like central to the story of like surviving in this upbeat but actually dystopian place. Yeah, wow.
All right. Well, if anyone's watching this and demands that Vicky goes plot point by point on number 6, let us know.
Man, Nezumi was a crush. Wow. Just a boy named Rat.
Right. Also, by the way, speaking of things I learned, that's how I learned the word for rat in Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Hari Nezumi is I want to say it's like spiny rat, which is hedgehogs.
Oh.
It's like needle rat, I think.
Okay, and then I learned pig because of also Naruto, because of blonde girl. What's her name?
Ino,
right? Yeah. Ino. Yeah, because Sakura calls it Buta or something like that.
A lot.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm not watching this show. It was boring to me, ultimately.
Yeah, I will probably not watch the show either. I mean, if there's a compilation of all the fight scenes, I will probably watch that and then judge it as well.
Terrible. That's a waste of your time.
But
I promise you.
Yeah, for me, the interesting part was that fight scenes, but it was not the best part. So
I can't say it was compelling, but I want to watch it just to find out what happens.
Did you either of you ever watch? This is another show I feel like it's like equally as not good, but maybe not bad either. Blood Brothers. I
have not.
Yeah,
does it sound familiar?
It's about vampires. There's one's older, one's younger. I know, right?
I think I've seen this a long time ago.
It's not that bad. It really isn't. It really isn't that much of a. It's not a Bishonen show. I don't think. I don't recall it being that bad. There's a female who's like in the show all the time. They make some like jokes and whatever. So it definitely skews like it's definitely got some Bishonen skew. Wait a minute. What do you do, Patrick?
Doing this with because listeners, we have a camera so we can see each other, which makes it harder to hide my face when I'm recognizing something I saw a long time ago. Don't judge me.
That bad. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. As a quality of the show is very much like a C+ show, and I watched it and I'm like, whatever. But it reminds me of this a little bit because they have like Kunlun City and they're like in the city, kind of like, again, get backers but not get backers. It's just very like middling quality, and it's like if you want to watch a thing, fine. If you want to watch something good, no. That's why you've never heard of it unless you've watched it when it came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you would watch Scar on the Praeter or Black Blood Brotherhood, I think it's Black Blood Brotherhood.
I looked it up. It's Black Blood Brothers. I wrote it down.
Black Blood Brothers. If you would watch either of those, you would probably watch the other, because we don't get a lot of specialized content, if you know what I mean. So you got to make do with what you got, and those are very ripe with making do with.
Again, Cori, you picked 2 shows specifically for Vicky.
Apparently, I know Vicky's tastes
exactly.
Like, subconsciously, I just pick them like bam.
And I'm not saying to her,
and they're not even that similar too. Like they are wildly different shows.
I know.
She's just like, I am into this.
That's great. I mean, that's great for Vicky to be open-minded about such anime.
Open-minded.
So.
That's the right
I would
word.
say I'm
Open-minded about
into it. I'm just, giving it a fair shake, giving it a chance.
Oh yes. Oh, I bet you are.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So open-minded.
We're gonna
down DTF.
DTR, DTW, down to watch. There we go.
Down to watch. Very, very, very well said.
Oh,
down
wow.
to read.
All right, down to watch. Let's hear. Okay, one more criticism. Why is his house so nice? His apartment is amazing. They're supposed to live in this like isolated neighborhood where there's crime everywhere and people have super special powers, and he's a bodyguard or some He's not even a bodyguard.
There's no food. Food is scarce, right?
Yeah, and this is a problem. The backgrounds look so nice because they like probably pulled them from like a catalog, and they're like, we don't have dingy apartment. Like that apartment looks better than my whole house.
It really does. And I was like, damn, how do they get their nice like interior decorating?
Right.
Like scavenging from
Hey, you know what?
around?
You know what? I'm wrong. They're just gay. There's really good designers.
Oh, they are very pretty.
No, but seriously though, that their art, I think their art direction is completely all over the place, and because it makes no sense. Like, why are these two not brothers? Like, in this really immaculate, perfect, and it's not just like boring. It's like they got nice stuff in there. Right? The only thing I didn't remember seeing was like a 90-inch TV. Like
I was just about to say, really nice TV.
And they obviously have anime there, so
right.
But they're eating canned food, like,
dog food was it or cat food?
I want to say it looked almost like it was cat food.
Yeah, I think it was either tuna or it was cat food, but it was one of those.
It was probably tuna.
Yeah, it was.
But
it made no sense at all.
Just the little brother being like, "It's too nice to eat this straight from the can," and it's like, man, this is how they show their down and out.
Does anyone watch Cinema Sins on YouTube at all? Okay.
Oh, I'm aware. Yeah.
Basically, in Cinema Sins, he always does like at least one point off for narration. The whole first like 7 minutes is narration, just telling us what's going on. It's tell. Almost no showing whatsoever of anything of importance except for just like sky views of the city. It's bad storytelling. It's this show is. I'm not watching this.
Yeah. Again, it is particularly for a certain group of people. One of them is our cat right now.
Hey, that's why we do this. So
that's
that
great.
We can...
Yeah. We want to help discover anime for other people, and to show that song that you like. I mean, go for it. I mean, that sounds great.
We should just do an episode where we talk about like what we each like, so viewers can identify with one of us, so that they know that their taste will be justified when they watch it on their own.
I believe we've already discussed that on episode 2, and you can describe you can find our taste within episode 2. I think
I prefer Jujutsu Kaisen. No, but Vicky, I know you're excited. Next week, we're gonna transition straight into this. So, what are we watching next week?
We're jumping into hopefully a trio of sports anime with Skate the Infinity.
Trio?
Yeah, because I'm gonna do Skate the Infinity.
I'm going to do something with an idol show.
The horse one.
No, not that. Wait a minute. There are a couple horse ones, but maybe
was it like horse derby girls?
Yeah.
Or something like
Oh my god.
Okay. We could definitely talk more about that, but this is not the red time. But
does that mean I get to do Keijo since I'm a pervert?
Yeah, you can do Keijo.
No, I'm not gonna do Keijo, but it's a funny joke nonetheless. I mean, I've watched it already, so I know what happens.
Same. But
Keijo is something else. Okay, so Skate the Infinity. What? Give me a quick. What is it that you want to see a skate for?
I just know there's a blue-haired boy and a red-haired boy, I think, and there's skateboards and there's skateboard fights.
Okay.
Ooh,
So-
skateboard fights.
So
Yeah.
are we thinking this is also going to get a little bishi, or are we thinking this is going to stick with the shonen?
Definitely a little bit there. I mean, she just said blue-haired boy and red-haired boy, and those are the most important things that she said.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I could see why.
Patrick, question.
Yes.
Name one redhead boy and one bluehead boy in the same show that you can think of.
Oh,
I got one off the top of my head. Fruits
easy.
Basket.
That's a good one.
Kyo and the rat boy. I can't remember his name.
An easy cop out is just say Naruto or some show like that because they have so many characters. But that's I wouldn't even know.
I want to say Hunter x Hunter has a blue-haired boy and a red-haired boy. They're not.
You know what? If I can
Yeah.
take black, I'll say Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's
Kurama, red hair, and then original Sasuke. I can't remember his name.
No, not Killua. That's Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
That's
God, I know his name, but I can't remember it. Anyway, so
Just when the boys have colored hair, it's good.
That's how you can tell the difference.
So I previously established that I'm down for black hair, blue hair.
Mhm.
What is your boy preference for hair color? What's your personality that you're looking for?
Ooh.
Well, I prefer.
Okay, Patrick, go for it.
No, go. I need to think.
Blue is a good color. I'm very fond of blue hair on both genders.
I mean, I never thought about it until I asked the question.
I actually purple. I mean, I would personally go purple, but purple is a really rare color.
Mm-hmm. You'd see blue more than purple.
Yep.
I'd have to go with. Ooh, I almost said blue, but green.
What's the Deku?
Deku and Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, it's true.
What's the personality type that you'd say anime usually projects onto that character? Because I know for blue-haired girls and black-haired girls, there's like one of two personalities. There's like stern as all hell,
Yep,
and then there's just like moe. Basically, it's basically like moe before it was called that. That's how I look at it.
You know what? I would go with the red-haired boys.
that's the fiery type.
Yeah, the fiery. That's the obvious one. Asuka or
Rebel.
Kyo or even Naruto's mom.
What the hell's his name in Assassination Classroom?
Oh, yes.
I don't remember any of those characters' names. I love that. I read that manga. I watched like 2 episodes of the anime and was like, I'll get back to it.
Karma.
But I read that manga.
Karma.
Is that
the red-haired boy?
Yeah, the one with the eyes that makes him look like he's gonna murder people, or no? I can't remember really.
That's the blue hair boy, I think.
Is it blue?
No.
Well, anyway, it's a good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched the whole anime, but I recommend Assassination Classroom.
Oh, I stopped watching it because I didn't want to be sad at the end.
I just stopped watching it because basically what happened is I read the manga. I was like, yeah, I got other stuff to do. I just read the manga, so I was done. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's like green hair tends to be like earnest. It seems like, and like, just how to describe it? It's green hair, but then the red-haired boys, man, firecrackers, all of them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know how established the
what is your
color
pick
spectrum for boys.
Your next one,
Well,
Cori?
Oh.
For both boys or girls, yeah, or the show. I mean, what topic are we talking about now?
Yeah, I know, right?
No. For the what was it? Sports anime.
Oh, I didn't have one
sport.
ready.
Oh.
I didn't have one ready. I don't remember this conversation. I was focused on making sure I watched this one and then the next one. As far as sports anime, I don't know. I mean, I can pick an old one, but I'll think about it. I mean, I don't have it's not my hosting round for another 2 weeks, so
yeah,
I'll figure it out
got some
in
time.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Right.
But Skate the Infinity. I'm excited to watch that.
I am not excited to watch that. It'll probably be good, and I'll be like, cool, moving on. Before we transition to talking about Vicky's favorite anime of the season, Patrick, have you been keeping up with any of your shows?
No, I have been very busy. Unfortunately, I want to watch. We all come into this vortex of anime where we watch a bunch of new ones, and
Right.
man, I can't decide. I need to. I want to watch Mushoku Tensei. That's kind of on my top of my list.
I'm
Jujutsu
still waiting for that
Kaisen.
one. Yep.
Jujutsu Kaisen is great, but Mushoku Tensei is like that's my number one right now.
Oh, you're saying you like Jobless Reincarnation more than the other one?
I think
Mhm.
so. Yeah, I like Mushoku Tensei than
What?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah,
Wow,
I need to
okay.
watch. We'll see at the end of the last 6 episodes if it's like a 12 anime, 12 episode anime. But I don't know. I like Mushoku Tensei a lot better.
Wow, okay.
But that's my kind of my tier out of these first 8 episodes that we watched.
Yeah.
That's kind of the rundown.
Wow, okay. See, I did not expect that, but I 100% enjoy both of those shows. And as far as I know, Jujutsu Kaisen is still on break from the last season. And then I have not watched 7. I have not watched past, I think, 5 for Spider. And what else am I still watching? I got a bunch of stuff that's like on the list that I've either not watched or.
I've only seen episode 2 of Redo Healer. Thank God.
Me too.
And
also that. Look, someone's gonna degenerate. Ain't gonna be me today.
I wish I could keep up with everything I want to see. But what I've done is I made a system where I will keep the tab open if I want to keep watching it. So my tabs are currently Redo of Healer,
Yep.
Jobless Reincarnation, and
So,
I might keep this one open for what the hell did we just watch?
Oh, a Scar on the Praeter. She doesn't even know the name of the episode. She knows all the boys' names, their backgrounds, their hair colors, their tattoos, but not the show name.
Carabarrels. I just like how they say Carabarrels.
Carabarrels. I've heard that in a lot. That's definitely the Japanese like hard K on the C.
I think that's how isn't that how you're supposed to pronounce it?
I guess it's a Greek word, so maybe.
I gotta look it up because I'm like, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna still say Cerberus until someone tells me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I will yell at you for calling heroes anything but heroes. So
Yushas.
Wait, what?
Is hero a blue?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's my. I want to watch more Spider one, but just run out of time.
Yeah, I mean, I basically take some time. I try anyway to take some time set aside for each activity that I really want to get into each week throughout the day, each day or throughout each week. So generally I'll binge watch like 3 or 4 episodes of something or multiple episodes. Like I'm probably, half a season behind on Fire Force, but when I feel like it, I'm like, bam, I'm going to hit out, 3 episodes and then ReZero, boom, 2 more episodes. So that one I'm usually pretty good because ReZero is really good to watch week to week. So yeah, and then I throw in my Final Fantasy or I throw in Cyberpunk or something else random and, take care of my dumb cats. So
yep. I'm trying to get into more games, so can't really game while also watch a sub.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is pretty much my biggest problem right now because like I told you,
agree.
I tried to watch King's Avatar, which for anyone listening who actually cares about my personal opinion, only watch King's Avatar if you're bored. It's fine, but it's not doing anything else for you. Like it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's like if League of Legends was an MMO and then you wanted to watch a drama about someone who was doing that. It's like, cool. All right, whatever.
But there is a blue-haired boy.
I suppose.
That is true.
But I only watched that because it was easy to watch while I was queuing up for stuff in Final Fantasy 14. So it was super convenient. And then they stopped hard encoding the subs. So then I had to find other means because it's on YouTube for free. But then the pop-up player didn't have the subtitles. So it sucks. It's times like this I start having first world problems. Like, should I buy another monitor so I could watch 2 at the same time? But no, that's a stupid idea.
Yes.
But
always have 2 monitors.
You always have 2 monitors.
Yeah.
I mean, I technically have my old monitor from my computer when I upgraded in 2019, but
it's like if you don't have 2 monitors, why have any monitors?
It should just come with 2. I mean, when you buy a laptop, there should already be like a second flat monitor.
Yep. Well, the thing is, I'm honestly trying to get like a nice monitor because I bought like a lower end, cheaper monitor when I built my expensive computer, knowing I was eventually going to upgrade to something really nice. But really nice, it's like $500 and up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a fourth of the cost of my computer already. And I'm just like,
But for me, that's kind of the hard part is even though I have two monitors, when I watch anime, like especially if it's just only subs, I have to like pay attention.
Yeah.
And I can't I want to be able to like maybe do something else while watching anime. But if I'm like really invested, like
if it's a good show,
right?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not doing.
I can't have it. I can't have it in the background. Like for American shows, we have we understand. We can hear English in the background, and we get it. It's like I could watch Simpsons in the background and understand and play out the scenes in my mind while I'm playing video games, right? But for anime, I'm like I have to like be focused. My eyes have to be reading, and
that's why I like Funimation because they do have English voice. I mean, it takes a while, but they have the subs. So if it's a show that's more than a year old, especially a popular show, it's perfect to just Funimation, video game, Funimation, something else, something that you're not super worried about focusing on. But if you really want to watch the show, just watch the show, right? Don't try to multitask two things that are fun. Multitask one thing that's kind of fun and another thing that's actually fun, so you can ignore one of them.
I wanted to multitask on this current show so bad.
Yes, because it's not that good. The fighting isn't that good. The gunplay is not that good. It's just not.
You're not into it for the right reasons.
I'm not invested.
Which is why I'm not watching more. like Redo Healer. So we're gonna watch Skate for next week.
Yep.
All right, let's hear about our weekly redo of H.
So this is episode 8, I believe, of Redo of Healer. I almost said it's a safe one to watch, but I just remembered about all the Ahago.
They're all not safe. They're all not safe.
Ahago faces, yeah. But that's more towards the end, really. The first half is just a bloodbath because the kingdom is trying to kill off his old village to get to him. I
thought they found out he's not dead.
Yep, he stood up from the audience with his youngish face because he changed his face a while ago, and he's like, he looks so dementedly crazy with his old face while like killing these soldiers like nothing. He's unarmed. He's just exploding them from the inside out. They keep killing villagers because they're like, stop walking towards us. And he's like, what's going to happen if I do? And they kill people and he takes another step. And basically, he's like, oh, you're just going to kill everyone anyway. So this is revenge. I need to avenge the dead of my villagers.
Can't he just heal them back to life?
Not when they're dead, I think.
Okay. I mean, he can undo time, but all right.
Well, he redid time once with the Philosopher's Stone, which he would need to get again. See, there's logic in this show.
I didn't say there wasn't logic.
No
I said there was porn.
His healing can do anything at this point.
Healing.
He does like fight to save the villagers, but Norn is behind it all, so it doesn't go how he would have wanted. You see more of Princess Flare. Freya is impersonating as Flare to stoke the fires of what do you call
sister. It? You're saying that's her sister or whatever?
The sister Norn made the plot to kill the villagers and draw him out. She is.
Who's impersonating the person who's not actually?
Freya is her. She's impersonating her old self as Flare.
She's not impersonating anymore. All right, good.
No, the princess is still the same character, but she got her mind wiped, and now she's saying, "Oh, become the person that you were supposed to be." Right.
It's not impersonating them.
Well,
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna be a jerk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's her. She just doesn't know it's her.
Hey.
But she's acting to be herself, which she is. So she's not acting. It's like self-quote. You can't quote yourself. That's not what a quote is.
Cori.
Who said you can't quote yourself?
Quoted by Cori. Who said you can't quote yourself? Quoted by Vicky.
The purpose of a quote is so that people know who said it. If you said it, it's not a quote. It's just you. Go ahead.
If you said it, it's not a quote. It's just you quoted by Cori.
But if I,
But that's what you said. It's okay because that's
Yes.
what you said.
you're
her
quoting
words.
me, I can't quote myself. At minimum, if I quote myself, it's like if I talk about myself in the third person. You know, Corey's a handsome dude. That is some BS. Please continue.
But that's what
Okay.
Japanese do all the time. Continue. Sorry.
They
Continue.
do.
That
You're
is
right.
what
Sorry, continue.
Oh my god, they do that a lot. Because the subtitles will be like him, but it'll be like the name. All right, here we go.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, we do find out. I'm gonna shorten these up. Just get to the nice, sweet parts. And that's not how it's. It's not. It's coming out wrong. Anyway,
Sure it is.
It's
I bet
all.
it is. I
All
bet
this
it
wording
is.
is terrible.
Because
but-
the show is.
You've got a good point. If you can't talk about it, if you feel bad trying to explain it, something's wrong. Something might be there, Vicky.
I feel bad. Explain. I'm just gonna keep them nice and tight.
Shows.
And while you're explaining it, there are certain innuendos that happen. You don't mean to do this. I mean, I understand, Vicky.
Yeah.
I understand, Vicky. You're not trying to do this. It just so happens to be within the context.
Every time. And every time you say the word plot, I can't help but smirk a lot.
The
No,
plot.
that's just the
Oh,
Reveals.
so good. The plot is so good. I love this plot. I'm getting sweaty.
Actually, you're like making fun of the plot, but it is during the plot. Listeners, I'm making air quotes. The plot, air quote unquote, reveals that even though Freya has had her mind changed, her personality is the same because she doesn't care about the humans she's killing. She doesn't care about people. She's always cared about herself. And so even though she's this nice, sweet girl, she still only cares about herself. And now Kearu is the only other, like she only cares about the two of them. So she's
because of choices and definitely not anything else.
Well, the mind wipe does, like, he did influence that to be like, you love me and we're together, but that she still only cares about herself, and whoever she cares about is a personality trait that has not changed. So she's laying waste to all these people, like, it doesn't matter as long as it makes him happy. Or herself. Like, that's her personality is just that way. So you can feel a little less bad that she's been mind wiped because she's still basically the same bitch that she's always been.
No.
Right.
Just saying.
No.
Just saying. Yes.
I'm not gonna feel less bad.
You're not supposed to feel good about any of these characters.
Yeah.
But she just told us we should feel less bad.
Well,
No.
you were saying that it was like, that's terrible, when I posed the valid question of, if you get
It's
mind
all
wiped
bad.
into
All
being a
bad.
better person,
Mm.
isn't that what the prison system is all about?
No!
Changing people?
Oh my god, no!
No, let's not.
You asked the wrong person. Do you remember where I work?
You asked the wrong person.
You remember where I work? Literally, my job
Is
is to help people change
exactly.
because of their choices, not because I literally told my group
I
Wait a
understand.
the
minute,
other
hold on.
day.
I
I
understand
literally
it
told
now.
my group the other day, if I have to make you be different,
Hmm?
it's not worth it because
Oh.
you're just going to change when you're done.
Vicky,
If you choose on your own, it's better in the long run. If someone puts you in prison by itself, being put in prison does not make you change.
No,
You have to
it's the
decide.
rehabilitation though, because when you're in prison, I've not been in prison. I don't know if any of our listeners have been in prison, but when you're in prison, you change whether you want to or not. Mostly, it's for the worse because the prison system's a joke. But if it's for better, it wasn't your choice exactly. It was made to be that way, and hopefully, then you're a better person. I don't know how prisons work. Prisons don't work how they're supposed to work. Prisons are a sham, basically. I'm just saying, Flair was a terrible person. Freya is better. Is that so wrong?
I can see where the conflict of interest is, where Cori's personal life and personal anime life. You can't mix the two,
Oh,
Cori.
Jesus.
I can see why this
All
show
right.
is so
No.
divisive to
No,
you.
this show has almost nothing to do with prison. All right, for one thing.
No, of course not.
Anyway, I'm gonna just move past most of what you just said
As you
Okay.
should, please do.
and go straight to her being a bad person at her core does
Mhm.
not mean she deserves to be punished in such a terrible way. Otherwise, we would have laws that allow that in what is supposed to be a wonderful country like ours.
But
So
we don't
the point
have.
I'm saying is, should people be punished for their actions? Yes, those are supposed to be the consequences we give them. Of course, there have to be some kind of consequences for your actions. Does that mean that we go out there and rape rapists?
Well, I
mean, you're clearly going to yes, and I'm saying no.
Oh my goodness. That was the most uncomfortable silence. I was like, Vicky, the answer is no. Just say no.
They can see my face. They can just see the yes behind my eyes.
Look,
I can see it.
Look,
yeah.
The truth is that many people agree with you, Vicky.
Yes.
Many people agree. Okay,
that's very sound.
If I murder a murderer, we're all good. If right, that people are okay with that idea, especially when they've been harmed directly. I am not discounting that. Altogether, though, we have a situation where we become unruly. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it just it devolves into just eye for an eye, yada yada yada. Right? And so we have to have some kind of balance. And most people, when they really think about it seriously, are going to feel like that unbalance is overly concerned with the person who caused the crime.
Let me pose this to you then. So someone's terrible and they get punished appropriately. The punishment is fitting the crime. So Flair's punishment fit the crime. And then she gets absolved of all the wrongdoing she did and becomes Freya. How is that so bad?
Okay, so we have to decide what that means to be absolved. I mean, if she's been punished for her crimes, then yeah, she has to deal with the consequences after the fact.
Yep,
that's a reality. But I don't think mind wiping someone absolves them of their crimes.
But Freya didn't do it.
She clearly. You just told me how her personality is the same. Just because she can't remember that she did a bad thing doesn't mean she wouldn't do it again. Doesn't mean she's learned, because she definitely has it.
Yes, because to your point, I guess the first point, punishment fitting the crime is very subjective, because a lot of people would be like, that's kind of a touchy subject.
Eye for an eye and all that.
Murder everyone who did anything terrible. That is a common thought. Yeah.
Right, but to your point, Vicky, against your point is that Freya, just because she had her mind wiped, she doesn't remember, and she's like, let's say she's a new person, she's been reborn in a sense, right? Meaning she doesn't remember her past crimes, meaning she should, technically, you would hope for her to do better because of she's given a new redone life, right? However, you've clearly said she's still an asshole. She's still going to commit those crimes, even if she doesn't remember the fact that she committed those crimes. So in that point, I think she's still an asshole and she didn't learn, because apparently the redoing healing doesn't affect their personal outcome. They're still going to be, they're born with who they are. And if Freya's going to, in the long term, without 20 or 30 years, she's going to become the evil princess as she was meant to be in her previous mind wipe. And that's just terrible.
She could become just as sadistic as she was before. That is
and
a possibility.
She probably will.
That's a very good Cori is looking just in abject shock.
No, I'm not in shock. I'm interested. I'm listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear how you respond. That's all.
Well, because with her, she's very self-centered, and she doesn't think she's a princess. She's just some regular normal girl. She's masquerading as herself, and doing like terrible things in protection of, or at the orders of Keardu. But will she go to the extent that she did before? Maybe not, because power corrupted her more than anything else, probably. She's just going to be, kind of lax in morals when it comes to other people.
Which is what she normally was before. Like I said, I think, and then in a long amount of time, she still will revert back to being, because again, within it's been like maybe 6 episodes, and she's already slowly becoming this person that it's hinted right in this episode, I guess.
Yeah, he realizes that she's just the same as before because he asked her like how she felt about killing all the
It's only
people.
been 6 days. Come on, it's only been 6 episodes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty quick, to understand why. Again, this is anime logic. Again, whatever. I'm not sure if they're trying to make a point.
Yeah, and she was like,
aspect, but
she was straight up like, I don't care as long. What's important is it makes you happy. And I was just like, of course, when they're having this conversation, stuff is happening.
I see the smile.
Let me put my face
You mean
in it.
stuff like they were making dinner?
What? Making dinner? Yep.
So, what were they cooking?
Just a domestic scene. Macaroni in a pot.
Okay.
Were there meatballs?
More questions.
Was
There
there
were
creamy pasta sauce?
How much cheese? How much cheese? Yeah. I want to know how many.
There was white sauce and at least 2 balls.
I'm glad you paid that off. Thank you. You set that up in the most obvious way, and you took it. You
Of
went,
course.
knocked it out the park. I appreciate that joke.
Of course. I will. Yep. Virtual fist pound through the internet.
Bam.
Boom.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm very much more interested in like how Norn will interact with the gang because this little girl, I don't know how old she is, but this girl is sadistic.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
I follow the word gang with the next word I was thinking.
I'm sorry. You said little girl, and then you again, like Cori said,
Yeah.
It's not to my. It doesn't say anything about me, but it says more about the world when you put in little girl and then followed by a couple words called game.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, that episode's gonna get really bad.
I don't know how old she is
because if Flair, if Norm, the sister, is way worse than Flair.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
What's it do to her?
Every time you see her, she's got this manservant. I don't know who this dude is to her, but like the first time you meet her, he's like like a dog for her, and he's like barking
Hold on, can I say something?
Yeah.
Chapter 13. This is when it happens. Chapter
what?
13.
You did read all of it.
No, I didn't read all of it, you guys. I'm just saying chapter 13. This is gonna get bad. What? I realize that when that happens, this is gonna that's just foreshadowing for the next episode.
With Norn?
Yeah, of course. She's gonna get her comeuppance, right?
I hope so.
You like come on, you like the punishment she's gonna get.
All right. So I would like to since Patrick mastered episode 2 recently. Is not available for the internet to watch as of this time, so But anyway, so obviously no one's listening to this right now other than us. But you said at the time that Redo of Healer was a 7.
Me
That's
or
Vicky.
Patrick?
No, it's Vicky. I said it was an 8 or 9.
You two were like, it's an 8.
Yeah,
at least.
And
I
we
was
said
like,
it was probably going to get worse. And I kept pushing for a 9, and I was even thinking about a 10, but I definitely said 8.
I went to 8
for now. And you were sitting at a 7, and you were like, I don't even want to call it an 8. It's not going to get that much bad. It can't get the. And then we got to episode 2 after that, and it's like, So
with episode 2,
I will say this: I'm willing to settle for 9 because there is plot that is relevant to his plans, but I'm still thinking it's 9.9 because if there's not some sexual intercourse in every episode, it's almost every episode, which is what I said, like episode 3. It's going to be like every other. And it has been like 1, 2, nothing, 1, 2, nothing, 1, 2, nothing from what you've told me.
Yep, that's accurate. It is definitely a 9.
Thank you.
It's 9.9. It's a 9.9. It's not a 10 by technicality.
Yeah,
that's the only way.
It's not a 10 by technicality because, and I don't even like saying this because I still think it's a 10, but because the plot to plot ratio is just slightly in plot favor.
Yep.
But only just. And I still think it's a 10, but I will allow it to be a 9 in my mind.
There's no pixelations. There's no
That just makes it worse.
Censoring.
That just makes it more porn.
It's not.
They digitally what is it? What is it in Japan? They're like required by law to pixelate like is it body hair or something like that? Like pubic hair? Something like that? I
I
think
don't
that's the
know if
law
it's
there.
body hair,
I think it's something. I think it's
just
yeah, it's like
genitalia.
but I
yeah.
know the manga
Nah.
needs like that little black bar. That's
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And what I'm saying is, if they're not doing that because
Mhm.
they're airing at 4:00 at night, it's not because they feel like we don't need to edit this. It's because they don't have to.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
See?
Let's just not deal with any type of censorship via pixelization or black bars. Oh man, okay. Anyways,
It's not there.
it's not there. We just cut it out and we can show everything but that.
Everything and butts.
It's sort of like a bikini, right? Where only the nipples are like a little circle, right? And that's okay. You can walk into public bare and everything, but that part, and it's fine, right? That's not
Hey.
public indecency.
This show don't have no bikinis.
Yes, but this show is doing everything but that. Like
This show is that, but whatever.
It's-
It's a 9.9.
it's a 9.9.
Asking for a 10, and Vicky's like, no,
Hey.
it's like an 8.9.999.
Everything
All right,
that's
fine.
important is covered up, and the plot
Until it's
is
not.
heavier than
The
the rest. Because unless an episode is half of it is just straight up sex, just for the hell of it, just orgies. It's not a 10. Black
That's gonna happen in episode 12.
just an orgy with his harem.
Yep, at the finale.
I mean,
come on.
Oh,
because here's the thing. I'm very confident you have not even begun to look at interspecies reviewers.
no, not yet.
Okay. Don't.
No
But
time.
I think the majority of the internet is willing to call interspecies reviewers a 10.
Yes.
And if you were to like clock it, the majority of the show is not them doing it, right?
Yes.
But the plot of the show is literally them going brothel to brothel. So by that metric, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think many people would argue that it's not basically just porn.
Mhm.
This one is almost there. And the reason I say is because his revenge is sexually motivated from both what happened to him and how he engages in it. But it's not only that, which you've made that point many times.
Mhm.
And so it's like maybe a 30-40-30 split. 30% like sexual conduct that is just explicit. Then 40%
Accurate.
violence, revenge, planning. And then the other 30% is the motivation is sexual.
Well, I would say his motivation.
That's how I'm trying to like. He's just that's what they're drawn that way. The sound design, the focus of the thing, the advertising is definitely going to focus on that. Like that's the 30% that I think we both argue over the most because we agree on the other two parts. But I'm like, but the point of the show is to show naked people doing it. And you're like, the point of the show is to fight. And so, or the revenge, which again, by my metric of 40-30-30, is more accurate than my statement of, because I think the 30% counts for the 40, but whatever.
His revenge isn't sexually motivated. In fact, this is the first episode we get a sub of both the opening theme and the ending theme. And I think they're made specifically for the show. Because it's like, it talks about a little bit why he would go through the same thing again, just for it all to happen if he's redoing it. Because it's like, if weakness is wrong, what was it? Or if weakness is bad, he'll get rid of all of his weaknesses, and then he'll just have the hope called despair. So it's like he's a broken down being. He's not really sane. That's why he went through everything all again. Because
part of what I'm saying, that 30%, it's not just what he says; it's what the people who made the show are doing.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I'm like, no, this show is made to be horny for you.
Yes, again, there are a lot of good revenge. There are a lot of good revenge stories being done correctly, but the fact that there is a lot of sexual tension and like again kinks or torture being done to the characters, it's just there's another layer to that. But to the point is, if all that was removed and we get to see just him enact revenge, it wouldn't be as enticing. Again, they know what they're doing.
So in a not the same like extreme, but I've mentioned this at least once before. There's a show that came out last season that's very like budget. It's not like anything great. I'm not telling you to watch it, but it's called Standing on the Lives of a Million or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And so the main character is kind of he became a loner. He left his old village to go to like Tokyo or something. He's like in high school, and then he gets recruited into a video game, basically an isekai world. And then spoiler for more episodes further, it's not really an isekai world. It is, but it isn't. It takes time to explain. But he's basically like secretly a misanthrope, right? Like he's just. I mean, I say it's secretly to everyone but the audience. The audience can tell, like, oh, he's just pissed off at things, doing everything on his own. But he's not trying to be a bad person, right? But he's kind of a jerk who just feels like, I got to do it alone. And then he has to slowly learn how to not be a jerk. And it's not a revenge story, strictly speaking, but that's the mindset. It's like, I need to do this for me. I can't trust anyone else. Everybody else isn't worth my time. And I'm just going to do what I have to do, right? And it's the same sort of formula of like getting stronger, becoming more capable, learning about the world, getting mistreated and all this other stuff, and then getting a little bit of payback. And that's just the first like 12 episodes, not super big series, but they have a sequel coming. And I think that the redo of Healer, if it was just to take out the sexual part, would be that show, but better. A little bit higher quality visuals, but with a strong concept of revenge, of getting back at people who harmed you. I mean, and honestly, like the mind control thing is already messed up for its own reasons. But if you did everything else but the sexual part, it removes some of that like intentional shock factor. And you just, because I mean, this is why we all talk about it, because it's like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Right.
But it removes that and it leaves a real conversation about real trauma and real problems and real people dealing with real BS going on. And that's why I was interested in the show. I'm like, oh, sounds cool.
I think, again, I'm not sure if we mentioned it earlier in the previous episode, but I liken it to like Saw, where it's just there's an overarching plot line within the 8 or 7 Saw movies, right? But it is definitely geared toward that gory torture kind of like that feel of it. And if you were to remove all of that and you just follow like this weird plot line of the doctor or whoever and all these other characters being involved into this in situation, it doesn't have that. I'm pretty sure the story will be fine, but there's that shock factor that again, there's 8 movies. There's a reason why there's 8 movies for the Saw franchise. There's a big reason why. And there's a big reason why
it's compelling.
Exactly. And there's a big reason why animes like we do Healer and other animes adjacent to that type of story are very popular and they continue to get made. Again, I'm surprised it got made. Why would this one get made out of all the other anime they could have chosen? This one got made.
And I'll say this, because of the sexy bits. But if you took out the sexy bits,
the compellingness,
hardcore horror, like it was like gore and all that, I still wouldn't want to watch it because I'd be like, I'm not into just absolute masochism. Like
I'd say it still be just as popular because people want to watch that too.
I think it would be just as popular, and you could theoretically have more people watch it because they're not worried about 18 and under stuff.
Right.
I wonder how popular this anime is actually, because I know there's people that will not openly admit they A, watch it, or B, enjoy it. I'm not saying I enjoy it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm just watching it for the listeners and to inform my co-hosts how it's going so far.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah, we do really appreciate your time and your service and for being so brave out in the war.
Yep,
but I totally agree. It's like you watch a dumpster fire and you just kind of want to see where that goes. You
Yep.
know, you see flashing lights, you see the sirens, you see explosions. You're like, okay,
Yep.
what is this about?
Sometimes you just need to see the worst that's happening to enjoy the best.
Okay, there you go, Vicky. Well
Like-
said.
Like jobless reincarnation.
Okay,
It's just so good.
I jumped onto my anime list,
Mhm.
and it's got a score of 6.21.
Hey,
A decent
out of
score.
10?
That's decent. Out of 10?
Yeah, I
Hey.
believe out of 10. It's ranked 7,306. Popularity is 662.
Out of how many?
I don't know. It's not one.
There's a lot. Hey, top 1,000? That's good.
And I can confirm, unless there's a second season coming, 12 episodes.
Cool.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
only got 4 more left.
Oh, the finale is gonna
They-
be.
They gotta fit a lot in then.
Yeah, they got fit a lot, and they're definitely going to.
That's what she said.
No.
Ooh.
That Flair's sister, Norm. That's gonna break.
I am reintroduced to the Sword Saint. Good art. Moving on.
But yeah, I like this anime for how fun it is. It's just fun to watch. Like watching Saw is fun. You get to just watch a story unfold that takes no prisoners. It's just rampant. It's gonna do what it wants, and you just are watching enthralled. You can't do anything about it. You might want to change some things, but you can't. You're just there for the roller coaster ride of whatever's going to happen. It is like a train wreck.
Yeah, and I agree. Again, with the Saw franchise or any type of show or movie like that is just you're in it for that aspect. You know, like you can always change the channel, but man, it is just hard not to watch it, and it's definitely got this. It's got this fangs into you, Vicky. I'm scared. I'm scared for you, Vicky.
Show me your fangs.
Show me your fangs.
So snarl.
I'm looking at the manga version of Redo on My Animalist, and it's just like the cover is just.
It's amazing, right?
Are you in a private tab?
What's the ranking on the manga?
Ranked 10,731. Popularity 2,805. Looks like there might be a light novel version as well.
Wow.
I can't be sure. I don't know how this works. I don't use Malvery.
So obviously it's a story that people are getting into. We're into it like every week. We're into it because the discussions that arise from it are interesting. Like, is this good? Is it bad?
Okay.
It's all bad. It's
January 11th, 2021. This is just a comment here. It feels like a self-insert rape fantasy where the writer is trying to justify everything the protagonist does because he was treated as a slave. The dude deadass brainwashes a girl and turns her into a sex slave.
I appreciate the term of deadass. Can we attribute this quote to anybody?
Brood true. Wait. 239 people found this review helpful.
That's very true.
He did dead ass brainwash a girl.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he says he just did it because he was treated like a slave, you can't just simplify it like that. He's doing to them what was done to him. This is Bible, Old Testament shit. Like this is.
You're right. You're right. So, it doesn't make it right, but it's just his mentality of the show.
Yep.
So from what I can tell, the manga is ongoing.
Wow.
Oh, also interesting. So synonym: redo of healer, the redo of a healing magician, transcendental healing of instant death magic, and skill copying. This says a lot more than what I.
Is that the first? Is like the full name?
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo, that's a long title.
Kaifuku Jujutsu shi no Yari no shi Sokushi Maho 2 skill copy. No.
That's a lot.
Because remember, I could not read that for 4 weeks, so I stopped trying.
It's definitely a mouthful without practice.
That's what she said.
Look,
That is
look,
what she
like
said.
at the end, we all can't be Mushoku Tensei. We all can't be a
Yep.
good boy who suffered in real life, and we and if we're given a chance, we all hope to be a
Yes.
Mushoku Tensei.
Yes.
Don't if you're given a chance to redo the world. If you're given a chance, don't be like Keiaru.
Yep.
Be like Mushoku Tensei.
Just become a Rudy. Become Rudy.
Be
you know?
Rudy.
I
And
mean,
that's what we want.
maybe less baby that's creepy, but be Rudy. Do something new and better with your life. Don't continue the cycle of pain and misery. Be new. Yeah, I think that's a good note to end it on.
All
Yes.
right. Well, then that's us from Old Taku Katsu. Say bye, Vicky.
Show me your fangs and snarl.
Patrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my harems.
And I have been the host for episode 8. We watched Scar on a Praeter. It wasn't that good.
Hey, it was all right.
If you like pretty boys, it'll get you through the day.
Which is what they need at this moment.
Yep.
Episode 9 will be next
Skate-
week
Escape the Infinity.
from Vicky, Skate the Infinity. I have been today's host, Cori. Enjoy Ranma or anything by Ramukyo Takahashi. Bye.
Yeah.
Yay.